going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Lone Wolf Podcast. I'm your host, Wolfson, and today's episode, I'm going in continuation of the previous episode about sharing my experience as an up-and-coming artist. And this one will be focused more on the Miami scene. I realized on the previous episode that I heavily focused on all my hardships in my hometown, Puerto Rico, and only a small summary of what I've accomplished here in South Florida. I basically scratched the surface on everything I've achieved here in South Florida, so I'm going to talk about what I've done, the experience and networking that I learned from and accomplished. This will be a part series episode in which over time I will come back to this subject and continue to talk the struggles that we all face as an up-and-comer. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel for your weekly episodes at the Lone Wolf Podcast for Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and iHeartRadio, as well as SoundCloud, and as well as now the YouTube at lonewolf.com, where you can check all my latest episodes. Soon enough, everybody's gonna see my pretty face on YouTube. You can also follow me on any of my social medias for updates at Wolfson Music. Now, without further ado, let's get started. This is the Lone Wolf Podcast. Boom! What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Lone Wolf Podcast. Today's topic, part 2, as my experience as an up-and-coming artist. Only this time, I'll be sharing more about what I've done so far and what I have accomplished and where have I started here in Florida, especially more in the South Florida, in the Miami scene, because that's exactly where my career started, in a sense. That's where my jobs, that's where all my knowledge, I started to do everything here. Like whatever I learned from back home in Puerto Rico, I applied it to here, and this is where I started to flourish even more. And this is where I expanded everything that I've done so far. And we're going to talk about all that type of stuff here in this episode, because it has to be said. Like, you can't just say, like, in one episode, it will describe everything that I've done, like, all my experiences. Like, no, I've only scratched the surface of what I've done so far. I've only done so much more that I can talk for days and days about it. Like, this is literally a topic that, if I'm one-on-one with my fans, like, I wanted to feel what I've done so far, like all the stuff that I've gone through, you know? And I'm pretty sure some of you guys that are listening right now have gone through this, or have gone worse, or have gone better than this, like whatever the experience. So guys, if you guys got some knowledge of anything that I've said so far, any experience, please comment down below and let me know. I want to hear your story. I want to share your story as well, because this is how we all get together. This is how we all work together, you know? Like, you can't do this on your own. It's almost impossible to do everything on your own. And that's one of the things I know I tried to be. People that try to figure out, like, what do you do, Wolfson? Like, you're a DJ, but you're also a producer, but you're also an engineer, but you're also an AV specialist, meaning audio visuals. Like, I handle striking on festival sets and whatnot. And I also set up projectors and LED screens. I'm a techie on the LEDs. I'm even the visual guy behind the LEDs on every show and whatnot. Like, basically, I'm a man with many talents. But I can only be focused on one thing at a time. I can't be doing all at once. And that's something that people need to understand. Like, it's okay that you learn a little bit of everything, but you can't do everything all at the same time. It's almost impossible. You will burn out. There's another saying, don't hold as two things, hold as one thing. And the reason because of that is because everybody believes that they can handle all that together, and that will make them, like, their resume look like, holy shit, this guy done everything. It looks good and everything. Wow. But unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. You will fail at something. You will fall. You will burn on something. Guaranteed. It's an almost guarantee that it will happen. There's definitely people out there that you see that they do this and they do that and they this and that. Yes. But they find the time to do it. They don't juggle it all at the same time. And that's one of the things I want to talk about, because I've seen this in the beginning of my hardship here in Miami. While I was still in school, I was hanging around with a couple of people in school. One of the guys was a student. Forgot what his name is, but he had his own company. You know what? I'm not gonna say his name. I'm not gonna call him out. I'm not gonna call him out because he hasn't done anything wrong directly to me. If anything, I've learned from all of his mistakes. So I'm not gonna call him out. He didn't do anything wrong, but it was just more of your typical empty promises. Like, I promise you this, I promise you that, and you'll have this chance and that and whatnot. And then it comes out short. So I call those empty promises. And I'm pretty sure some of you guys have already heard about this, about people doing empty promises. It's something very common from these people that have all these connections. It's like, yeah, I can hook you up. You have to do this and that and help me do this and that. And I got you. And you'll get these empty promises. You see that everywhere, especially on the promoter side. Not that none of that happened with me and the promoter company that I joined like years ago, like with Apex and committee, like none of that, because everything that I've done, they promise and they deliver. Only the competitives from that company and other promoting companies that work with us as well, they do all those, empty promises. But circling back to when I was in school, so I worked out with this dude. And that's where I met Chavalo. Shout out to you, bro. He's one of my homies. He's an up-and-coming artist from South Florida as well. It's like, he's sick, man. Like, he had a big artist like Carnage and Nitty Gritty and a couple of more artists I forgot. Starts playing his music and his edits, and he's sick. I still don't know why he's not out there, but he should be out there. Shout out to you, brother. We're gonna have an episode, you and me, all right? Anyways, I met him, and we met through this mutual person that goes to school. That he's all about the company. He's all about making everybody big and whatnot. And the whole title of the company is like made no sense. But because his company, he was trying to bring everybody, every flavor into one company. So he's trying to run up producers and artists and rappers from hip hop, from R&B, from EDM, from house. Well, no, house is part of EDM. No, from what was this other shit, like merengue, salsa, shit like that. Like, I don't know. It looked like he tried to combine all sorts of genres into one company, and this is this company. This is what we do. I guess he's trying to do his own media, but it was just like there was a lot of this organization within him. That there was no structure. That's the word. No structure. And we don't know where to go. I was just falling in because I didn't know what the hell's going on. But the reason I went to him, it's because he was hosting a party and an after party, or during and after party for Ultra. I was like, really? Ultra? Oh shit, I'm down. Yeah, what I gotta do? I can DJ. All right, that's fine. Yeah, I understand, man. I'm last minute. All right, got you. What I can do? Oh, I can help out and whatnot. All right, cool. I'll help out. What do you need? Oh, I got my equipment. Yeah. What? You need my equipment? Sure. No problem. I mean, I don't have much, but this is what I could get. Yes. Shit like that. Like I found that the place that we go, like they'll provide for the equipment and whatnot. I mean, that's what I leaked to, but in reality, I had to bring my own equipment for the DJs and whatnot. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was basically an artist liaison. I bring the DJs or the artists. All right, here's your stage and blah, 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 and start performing and DJing. I hook everything up. All right, it's hooked up to the system. You're good to go. That's pretty much what it was. Artist liaison and audio striker. That's A2 position. Yeah, I understand. And the place that we actually performed was a small bar. It doesn't exist anymore, but it was literally in front of the American Arena, the hometown of the Miami Heat, in downtown Miami. And they use that parking also for people who want to go to Ultra. So it's not an official party from Ultra, because I saw the flyer. I was like, okay. But I went along. I was learning. I was eager to learn. I want to know where this was leading for me. Where is this going to, So came to the night, set up. all right, DJ after DJ after DJ after DJ. And I realized, like, what kind of party is this? Like, people come and go, like, literally like that, because I didn't even know what the fuck was going on. And the marketing for it was horrible. Like, they did a horrible job on promoting this event, especially on the day of Ultra. Do you actually believe there's gonna be parties at Ultra during near Ultra when the Ultra's happening? Hell no. Anybody who's actually can do that will probably be in South Beach. But a few blocks from Ultra, you think people are gonna go there? No. So obviously everybody was like, oh, it's a great success. But in reality, it was a shit show. Every DJ performed differently in different genres. There was no structure on any of them. Like, it didn't make sense. It was small portion hip hop to get the people. Then all of a sudden you hear the house music, and then switch back to hip hop, intermediate for the other DJs, and then go back again. And then all of a sudden there's drum and bass, there's jungle beats. Like, whoa. Then there's guys rapping, and I'm like, what is going on? Then it goes straight to underground music. Like, I don't know what the fuck was going on. I didn't know any better. I didn't know any better. Shit. But I saw that the whole shit show was happening, and this is part of the experience. So I was like, all right, cool, whatever. I barely had any sleep, but whatever, move forward. Moving forward the clock, we got booked for a tour of sorts in all Florida. And the guy told us, like, oh, you did such a great time that, we're going to start a tour, and we're gonna go to Orlando, Gainesville, Jacksonville, and all this stuff, and we're gonna do exactly everything that we've done today. It's like, we're gonna have the rappers, spit shit and whatnot. I'm gonna play my drum bass, and then Latin house, and then you guys played your music and whatnot. And I'm like, in my head, I was like, huh? What? Okay, you think it's what? I know you guys are probably confused, like, what is going on? And I was like that. I was like, how do you, on a show, on an event, on a tour, how do you actually have a structure saying that you got EDM DJs, you got rappers from the hip hop scene or the trap scene, and then you got some other artists that does this other genres? Like, you basically have like 3 to 4 to 5 different genres, and you're trying to make it into one show, and you're trying to make it like every slot this is what's gonna happen. I don't know, buddy. It doesn't work like that. But I went along with it because I don't know. It feels so weird. Like, normally when you go on a show, you go to that specific show for that specific genre, because let's say Drake is in town and he's performing. Obviously, whatever comes before Drake, it's gonna be whatever Drake will be performing. So let's say Drake is doing his hip hop, trap, and R&B hits. Obviously, the DJ or the openers, they're gonna play something similar to it. They're gonna play some hip hop, some trap, some R&B, stuff like that. So that way people can be warmed up for the main event, which is Drake. And bam, that's what you get. There was nothing like that on this tour that I went. I decided to go because I was like, I had never been on a tour. And the way he sell it to me, it was like, holy shit, all right, I'm going to have my own tour. This is awesome. I never been on tour. Well, I have 2 times in Puerto Rico, but that's neither here and there. Puerto Rico is just Puerto Rico. It's right there. It's like, there's not much to tour around. It's a small island. I digress. Anyways, our first tour was in Orlando, and we went there. So we checked the venue, we checked see what type of music they play around. And like, I got the sense, like, all right, this is like more of that, all right, they got that house vibe there. They got EDM here. I don't know if I can play some trap on it. I had some trap music, festival trap, like EDM trap, not trap, like all these rappers trap. No. So like, all right, cool. So I'll play some of that. So at least I know I did my research and I checked it out, and I got mentally prepared. I know what to play and what not to play, Not gonna play some dubstep, not gonna play some that heavy hard shit. Like, nah. It's so that way I can actually, be prepared, and like at least I know what the crowd is. This guy told me, it's like, oh man, play everything. like play your house, play your dubstep, yeah, play your EDM, your house, your tech. And I'm like, okay. I mean, you know that dubstep is part of EDM. I mean, everything you mentioned is EDM. You don't have to repeat EDM all the time, okay? It clearly came into me like, all right, this guy doesn't know what EDM is. He thinks that everything that we do is EDM. Like EDM is the future. Like we are EDM. His mentality is completely way off. He believed like Latin house. Like, first of all, what the fuck is Latin house? I've never heard such a genre, Latin house. But he keeps saying like Latin house, Latin house, Latin house. And it's like, yeah, like Spanish music, it's part of the EDM and all this shit and blah, blah. I'm like, what kind of smoke pipe you smoke from, bro? Like, that must be some good ass crack for you to come up with that shit saying me like, oh, Spanish and houses is all EDM. We're all EDM. Like, nah, bro. Doesn't work like that. And it's not gonna work. I knew it was gonna flop because he's trying to make a show that's designed for this, but he's gonna make all sorts of genres to jump into that show. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't. You need to focus on one certain genre. That's how you get the people. That's how you market yourselves. That's how you promote yourself. But come to find out that in the midst of all of this, I'm trying to scramble my head. Is like, why is this guy like doing all this stuff? Like, doesn't he have a team? Doesn't he have like people, or doesn't he have promote? Come to find out that all that stuff that's coming from my head, I found out that he hasn't done any marketing, meaning that he hasn't posted anything on the social medias, and he has not contacted anybody from that area to promote the show or anything. He basically chose a spot without promoting the event. He believed that, oh, the spot itself is big enough, people will come. That's sucker's mentality. You don't do that. No matter how big or small the spot is, you always promote and market it. Like, what? He didn't market himself. And then I talked to this, like, don't you have somebody to market this? Is like, oh yeah, that's me. What? Yeah, I am my own boss. Like, I am my own employee. I am everything. Like, I'm the one who promotes it. I'm the one who contacts the people. I'm also the manager, and I'm also the producer, the DJ. I also bring people. I do this, I do that, I did that. I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna be a shit show. This is gonna flop so bad. I didn't say that to his face. I didn't say that right there on the flop, but my face dropped when I found out about everything. Come to the show, and everything that I thought was gonna happen exactly went on. No people weren't aware. They didn't know what was happening. They were all confused because at the first it was house. So the house people came. All of a sudden they start putting some, as he call it, Latin house, but I call it mumbatom. That's the right term, but I wasn't gonna argue with him. And then those house people left, and then the mumbatom people came, and then the rappers started to sing. So ratchet ass people started to came, and then I started my set with some trap and whatnot, and then they told me, it's like, oh, go ahead and put your set, don't please anybody, please yourself. And I went to a house, and then, you know, trap, dubstep and whatnot, and people left. People were coming and going. And then the reason why, because people don't know what the fuck was this party. They don't know what was going on because people didn't promote this. This guy didn't market it. That's why the party was so fucking confused. It was literally the whole time, throughout the whole night, no marketing or anything. And obviously I did it for free. I wasn't counting about the money, but the shit is like unbelievable. This guy. And I went on to him and say, like, dude, how can you don't have somebody to like handle your business as well? Like, why don't you have somebody that you can actually book people and stuff? Why don't you have somebody that you can do this or market this or promote this? Is like, nah, man, I don't have money for that. I can do this in money. If I can do this, I don't need anybody. I can do this. Like, and I've done it. Look, see, I brought people here. It's like, all right, you got the connections, but you don't know how to market yourself. It's like, nah, man, the venue's supposed to promote this, man. It's their fault, not ours. We're just supposed to come in here and perform. That's it. I was like, what the fuck? Granted, I will give him that benefit of the doubt that yes, in certain places, in almost the majority of every other venue, if an artist are coming in, it is their job to contact their promoters, and it's their job to let the promoters to promote that venue. Yes, any show, it doesn't matter. It is their job to come over and promote it. But this guy was doing all as a last minute thing, and he wasn't doing things right. And everything he was doing is so shady. And on the next couple of shows, I didn't go. I didn't want to go because I soon realized, like, man, this guy's full of shit. I can see why the whole term comes. You either fail at one thing or you fail at all. And he was literally everything. See, because I met people, as to this day, there's still people that I know to this day that they want to be, for example, they want to be the director, the producer, the artist, the engineer, the NR and whatnot, and publicist of their own show, of their own company. They want to do everything, so that way the credit goes at them. This is what it struggles me in my head. It's like, why? Like, no. You need to have a team. Like, when you're meeting somebody, the person who's gonna be more impressed when you're meeting someone is the person gonna be more impressed if he sees that you're everything, that you're the one-man army of your own show, or is he gonna be impressed that, yeah, I'm the director, but I got a team with my producer over there, my engineer over there, my promoter over there, my publicist, my A&R, and this and that over there? Who's gonna be much more impressed? Obviously, that guy who has a team. Because wow, being the one-man army sounds like, wow, you can handle everything. 9 times out of 10, you always end up failing. That's where it comes back to my earlier words or expressions. Never whole ass 2 things. Always whole ass 1 thing. Because you're either gonna fail at 1 thing or you're gonna fail at everything. And you don't want to fail. You want to succeed. If you're good at something, you want to be good at this certain thing, and you want to succeed from it. Yes, there will be times in which you'll fail, but it's more of a trial and error thing, you know? It's not like it's gonna fail all at once. Like, no, you fail at it, but now you overcome the obstacle and you kept going. Not like this, in which like, oh shit, I failed as a director, but all right, doesn't matter. I'm a producer. I can actually do this. Like, oh shit, like, no, because that's what makes things worse. So I moved out of that, and as soon as I finished up school, I was like, I don't want to talk to these guys anymore. Like, they haven't done anything wrong with me, but it was more of an empty promise. And what they were doing, it was just like not right. Like, they were doing everything wrong. I'm sorry. They did everything wrong. They didn't have a clear vision of what they want. It was more of a sucker's dream. And when I mean sucker's dream, I mean like, oh yeah, I want to reach to the stars. It's like, all right, how are we going to reach to the stars? Don't worry, man. We're already there. We're already there. It's like, okay, yeah, we're there. So why aren't we there? How come I don't feel like we're there? And it's all empty promises, sucker's dream. Like, it's all blah, blah, blahs and shit. Like I said, nothing against them, but that's my experience with them. And I move on. As soon as I graduated, it's like, I don't want to deal with these guys. And so as Chavalo and I had the same mentality, and we like, man, we want to move out of here. So that's where the whole Life in Color starts to roll in. If you guys listen to my previous episode, I'd actually talk about how I got into Life in Color and whatnot. So I'm not going to do like explain everything that I said in my previous episode, but a small recap is basically I found Life in Color looking for people. I went there, they hired me. I was one of their top street promoters. They put me as a manager for the street team. I did everything. I did over 300 hours. Mind you, at that time, the only reason I have done it is because I was still looking for a job. I didn't have nothing else to do, so I might as well. They put me on a show, opened up for Yellow Claw. They put me up for Life in Color twice, and even at the after party. And as well, they put me on other shows. As well as they took me into field trips, let's say. They took me into EDC Orlando. I went to all the clubs in EDC Orlando. Now, I couldn't go to the festival itself, but I went to the after parties and the pre-parties and whatnot. And I met all these other artists as well. And I networked my ass off of there. And so as Tampa. I think Tampa is the one that I networked the most and I talked the most before I get into Tampa. Let me go like a little circle back to all these trips that I've done throughout my whole time while as I was working. So I've already mentioned that I perform and blah, blah, blah. I work for these guys. Apex Presents, which is what it is now. Before it was committee events. Shout out to Lucian, Lucho is the owner of Apex and was from committee. Shout out to him because he actually gave me the shot and he believed in me. He said there was no other person that works as hard as me. Not trying to tune my own horn, but I am I'm a person that likes to work hard on everything. I'm very dedicated. And whatever it is that you want me to do, I'll do it. That's the type of person I am. As I was working with him, I learned a lot from him actually. Because before I didn't know much. Like I say, I hate promoting. So I learned how to promote events and shows and whatnot, how to talk to people and whatnot. And it's all thanks to Lucho and as well thanks to the EON network. Shout out to Phil and Vitson. You guys also hooked me up and helped me up and so much more. More than you guys ever believe me. And Manny, oh my God, Manny, Lucha's cousin. Shout out to you guys. I learned from all these people that they were so willing to help me out how to promote and how to market myself and how to do things the right way and not the wrong way, how to do this and do that. So I learned a lot from it. And that's what I needed it. I needed it to learn from it. Because everything that has happened before with this, when I was in school, when I did all that tour and ultra and whatnot, that was wrong. That was the wrong way to do it. And when I came to this company, I saw the structure. I saw the girl. I saw how it works. That's what all the information and experience I took from. And as I was going over, and then they were just calling me, it's hey, can you handle this? Can you do this? And I'm like, yeah, I can. Boom. And they always hook me up. Always. For any parties, they always hook me up to be either with these artists or backstage to any of these festivals or whatnot, man. It was the shit. I was thrilled overall. I was just plain happy. That's it. Because I learned a lot from it. Went to EDC Orlando. Went to Guild Nightclub. That's where I met Snails. And I met some other artists as well. I forgot who I met there. Big Mac. Rest in peace to that guy. That was the first time I met that guy. Yeah, I met Big Mac there. And as well, I met Nightmare for the third or fourth time. I've seen him a lot. I don't know why. But yeah, I remember I met those guys. And what else happened? Oh yeah, basically I just promote street flyer the entire venue of EDC, from afternoon to midnight. I did that struggle. I did it. Yeah, it was a lot. Absolutely, it was definitely a lot. But I did it with the clear intentions hey, man, this is how it all begins, man. You got to start from the bottom. And then now we're here. That was the mentality I was having. Little did I know, there were better ways to do what I'm trying to do. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I did meet Crisley. Took pictures and whatnot. He's a nice dude. Come to find out that Crisley, he looks like a small-ass kid. He's actually around my age. I was like, what the fuck? You're as old as me? Damn, bro. Damn, whatever you're doing, man, keep it up, bro. You look, I thought you were younger than me, but okay, sure. Yeah, EDC Orlando, I learned a lot from it. Obviously, we were just promoting Life in Color and as well the show Yellow Claw that I was performing there. So obviously everybody saw my name on the flyer. Then fast forward, Life in Color, backstage, insane. That's where I met Skrillex as well. My boy Nitty Gritty was there. Before he was Nitty Gritty, he was Ricky Mears. Shout out That's where he was starting to give me all his music. Like, yo, if you're gonna perform, like, can you play this song? So like, fuck yeah, I got you. That's where his remix with Skip Marley, the Free Little Birds, came out, and perfect timing. Yeah, bro. And we just basically hang there, and I was just basically performing at the local stage, which, by the way, the local stage was shit. They didn't even finish building the local stage. That's how bad it was. We did a 20-minute set, but I didn't care because I had fun. And there were definitely people around there supporting us. I gave out some of my merch. Oh my God. I gave out some of my Wolves and hats and whatnot. I was happy. I didn't give a fuck, bro. It was just like, holy shit, hell yeah, And then fast forward, I did a couple shows. I was super happy. Open up for Bear Girls. That guy's sick. Fast forward, open up for OK as well. Did a back-to-back with my boy Snuko. Shout out. And yeah, Sunset Music Festival. I believe that's where I ultimately use my knowledge and power to network with these certain artists that I now actually have in contact with. Yeah, that's where obviously at that time in Sunset Music Festival, I saw all these big well-known artists. I was in backstage, free open bar, and free food. Compliments from Pollo Tropical. Holy shit, that was amazing. They didn't have beer, so I had to settle with drinks. And whatever drinks they got, Jägermeister. Oh yeah. Man, I got bombed with the Jaegers, bro. I didn't want to drink Jaeger like that, so I mixed the Jaeger with Coca-Cola. Surprisingly, Jägermeister with Coca-Cola, yeah, it actually tastes good. I made it in a drink, and hey, and because of it, I met Jaws, Nightmare, Zomboy, Funkcase, Borgor, Snails, like, whew, I met with all these guys and got to hang around with them, got to talk to them, and network with those guys. I got all their contacts and personal information. Once in a while, I talk to Zomboy. Shout out to you. But, whatever he answers my emails. But I have made contact with him before. Back when I actually had more time on making music, I could have just send him my stuff. But I didn't want to send him anything. And the reason I didn't want to send him anything is because I knew my shit was garbage and wasn't on the level that it should be. And pretty sure at that time when I was making music, I was almost starting to sound like him. And that's not what I was trying to get in for, So it was all a little bit of turmoil of trying to find out my own sound. Anyways, the whole time at Sunset, I learned so much. And I learned from Nitty Gritty because I was hanging around with him. And we were just talking and seeing the plans and whatnot. And believe it or not, I couldn't talk to any of these artists because I didn't want to look as their fan. I want to look at them as like I'm a professional. I'm here to do business and whatnot, or just look good. I'm not trying to look as a fan. And Nitty Gritty was just so chill and calm, and he just goes to these guys and talks to them and blah blah. And all of a sudden they're exchanging phone numbers and emails and whatnot. I'm like, how do you do it? What did you ask for? What'd you say? It's like, I just asked. I just told him I'm a DJ. I did music. He said, okay, if I send you some music, and that's it. That's all you gotta say. I was like, what? Just ask for their promo email? If it's okay, I can send some music. He's like, yeah, that's it. Just go with there with confidence. Don't be afraid, bro. I had to drink because I was actually shitless. I couldn't speak to them. So when I took a couple of drinks, obviously, for some reason, when I'm drinking, I become much more confident. And then I went up to him, to all these artists, and talked to them. Hey, I'm so, hey, big fan of your work, man. I don't want to bother you, but if it's okay, can I ask you for your email? Whenever you get a chance, you can listen to my songs, but I just don't want to bother you, if it's okay. It's like, oh, yeah, absolutely, man. Go, here's my email, blah, 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 blah. I did that on everybody. I got emails from everybody. Even on Zomboy, when I talked to him, we had a full-length conversation. And at the end, it's like, can I get your email? It's like, yeah, here's my email, blah, blah. Oh my God. The only regret I had is that I wish I could have taken a picture with him. But it was neither here and there to do it. And then after Sunset, as the year goes by, little by little, that's where my falling out with the promoting company started to go out, because at that point in my brain, in my head, that's where all right, I already got all the information that I needed. So why am I still working with these guys? But I didn't want to leave like unannounced, like the plan that said like the hardworking person that was Wolfson all of a sudden disappeared because of it, just like that. No. So little by little, I started to pay more attention to my work and starting paying more less attention, stopping promoting on my page and start marketing my name as an artist, as a DJ, start promoting on my music, even though they were garbage. And some of them are, and some of them, surprisingly, they're not. I don't know why, but people love my music. Okay, whatever. But anyways, I started to focus on that. And then little by little, I left the promotion company. We didn't left in bad terms because there was no infighting. I just basically left, and that's it. That's pretty much it. End of story. But all this hard shit that I've learned from South Florida, basically, it's just that it taught me something. I went on a company that was basically the one-man army, and it was completely disorganized. And then I ended up working with a company that has his team, that his only job is, to be the director, and everybody else, they got their parts. That you do this, you do that, and you do that. The difference is incredible. There's a huge difference, and it affected me as a person, as an artist, because I was just basically try and error. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know what to do. But it's a good thing I actually did all that stuff, because it's from there that I basically learned all the stuff that I had to do, that I want to do, and I have to avoid to do, So obviously, I always will recommend you guys at the end of the show. I give you a certain recommendations of what to do and what not to do when you guys are in this certain scenario. So if you guys are actually trying to figure out what to do and where you want to go, like this applies in anything in general. If you want to apply it on a job or a certain promoting company or whatever, like whatever you want to do in general, if you see that something doesn't seem right, follow that instinct. Because 9 times out of 10, it is true. If you basically are in a scenario, it's like what you see, like this company or this sort of company or team only thinks about himself and thinks about giving you empty promises and whatnot, leave. Leave fast. Do not stick around. Just stop contacting them overall. That's it. Because what they're going to basically do is they're going to drag their shit with you along, Like these guys, they wish they know what the fuck they were doing, but they don't. They don't know what the fuck they were doing. Versus with an established place that they know what to do. They know what are the roles, everybody's roles. You go with them. If you had the option to go with a company that knows what to do instead of doing all things on your own, go with a company that actually has a team and everybody knows what's their role. Believe me, it's going to save you some heartache and some trouble and some time. So those are going to be my final thoughts for the show. That's what I recommend, Let's wrap this up, guys, because like I enjoy talking these certain experiences that I came through, and we all share this type of hardship, like because it's most of the time we don't know where to go and what to do when we're in this sort of a pickle, But that's why I'm here, guys. I'm here to basically teach you guys and guide you guys all the stuff that has happened to me and all the stuff that it's easy to avoid when you see the signs, You can avoid this. It's easy to avoid and redirect you. Because this is what's part of the show. This is what's all about what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to give you guys the message, the guidance, the advice. Don't do this, do that. Why? Because this is what happened to me. And to save you guys the trouble of doing it, like, hey, that's what I'm here for, guys. So, yeah, guys. So we're going to wrap this up because this is going to be this is the end of part 2 of a huge part series of episodes that this is stuff I got stuff to talk about days and days and days. So next time we're gonna talk about something else that's related to this, and so on and so on. There's gonna be more than one, and obviously what I currently doing to all this I've learned from. So thank you guys for listening, and remember, every week it's a brand new episode with a brand new topic. Be sure to like and subscribe to get your weekly episodes at the Lone Wolv Podcast for SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and iHeartRadio. You can also check out my YouTube channel at lonewolfpod.com. That's LONEWOLVPOD.com. lonewolfpod.com. Comment down below to share your experience, and you may be mentioned on the next episode, and we could definitely talk about it. So thank you guys for tuning in, and see you guys on the next one. Deuces!